Every once in a while, there's an NFT project that comes along and absolutely blows away expectations. And yet, you might look at that same project and wonder, how did that sell out in 4 minutes? It doesn't even seem that different from everything else that's out there today. I don't get it. Well, today I want to help you answer that question. We're going to take a deep dive into one of these projects, that being Azuki, and figure out exactly what happened and why it blew up the way that it did. My name is Trent Kennelly. I'm a Web3 marketing strategist, and this is the best place to learn about Web3, the metaverse, NFTs, and how to market it all. So if that sounds good to you and you're excited, make sure that you like this video, subscribe to my channel if you're into it, comment to let me know what you thought when you were first introduced to this project. I would love to get your reactions to this project, and let's get started. Okay, so what happened? Why are we even talking about this project? Well, on January 12th of this year, 2022, Chiru Labs released 8,700 NFT art characters for sale and sold out in 4 minutes. This resulted in around $29 million in revenue and boosted them to the top of the leaderboard of the all-time most successful launches that have ever happened with NFTs. This is even over the top of really popular and well-known projects like Bored Ape Yacht Club. And what's really significant here is that this collection came long after some of those most well-known collections had already brought NFTs to the forefront and helped everybody in the world kind of understand what they were, and long after the peak in NFT sales. So what did they do to drive so much interest when the rest of the market was starting to falter? Let's break it down. First, let's talk about the branding. So branding is the public face that you put on your business or your influencer brand or whatever. And NFTs are no exception here. Branding is an enormous part of the game. From the look and feel of the project to interesting things that it offers, all of these involve branding. So let's go deeper on this specific aspects of branding that really worked with Azuki. First up is art quality. So I've said it before, art quality matters. It is so important to put effort into the look and feel of the project. And it matters because the art is what people are going to see and react to first in an NFT brand. Just like with a website, most people are going to look at the quality of your art and they're going to make a gut decision within just a few seconds about whether they think it's good or not. And if they don't think it's good, if they don't like that art quality, they are gone and you're never going to see them again. If you take some time to look at these pieces, you can clearly see the effort that's been put into them. They're beautifully detailed and unique. They stand out amongst other art projects and even other anime style art projects because they are meticulously created. The colors are vibrant and bold. The characters come to life even if you know nothing about them. The art is just, it's really, really strong in this case. The next branding decision they made is their traits. So traits are an awesome way to build rarity into your NFTs. If you're unfamiliar with traits, here is a brief primer on how they work. In art, NFT traits are the individual pieces of the NFT that may appear over and over across different instances of this NFT collection. So for example, glasses or a sword or even the shape of the mouth could be considered traits because they kind of repeat over time. And this is significant because for most of the NFT art created nowadays, they aren't 10,000 individually created and drawn pieces. Instead, there's several different traits that have been drawn and that are then algorithmically assembled into an art piece. So you might have 10,000 art pieces, yes, but someone didn't stand there and draw every single one of them. They drew the mouth, they drew the sword, they drew all the other traits, and they had a program put that together, which means that you can make some of those traits rarer than others in that algorithm. And Azuki took the traits game to a whole different level. There are 12 traits on the Azuki project and 8 options for each of those traits at a minimum, which adds an incredible depth to the characters. Very few of them are going to have more than 2 traits in common, making them look and feel original and different every single time. This is a huge reason for their success because people who want certain traits have to look even closer for them, which adds a rarity factor and increases that demand. The next branding decision that was made is about their utility. So NFT utilities are the things that come with the NFT. So beyond the art, what is the buyer getting? Maybe you get special access to the creator, access to educational material, entry into real world events, that sort of stuff. More and more, that utility is something that really, really makes a project. And while I can't say that they've done anything really original here, they have offered a lot of things that you see in other projects. I can say that they've packaged that offering very well. Right now, they're offering some kind of boilerplate stuff, live events, streetwear collabs, access to other NFT drops, etc. but they've subtly teased the idea of their own metaverse. And in doing so, they're building that anticipation in the reader that the utility is going to go way beyond what's already on offer into some really amazing perks if they just hold on. So what that's going to do is that's going to encourage that buy and hold mentality and not just the buy and flip mentality. And you want some of each, right? You want people to buy and hold because you want them to be invested in your project, and you want that value to increase overall as a result of people buying and holding. But you also want people to buy and flip so that we continue to see that the project is moving and growing. So you need both of those. And if you can get people to want to stay on and hold on for the next thing, for the next metaverse or whatever, then that buy and hold mentality is really going to make the difference. So when it comes to the basic build out of the NFT, they're looking pretty good, right? They got that branding on lock. But let's talk about a few extra things that they did really quickly that have kind of helped them to boost themselves over the wall and get them towards that sellout. Because that NFT world is really busy, right? So to stand out, something extra is always going to be helpful. So let's first talk about innovation. What unique and innovative things are they doing to push users to make a purchase right now? Well, first, Chiru Labs, who again owns Azuki, has released an open source software to mint multiple NFTs at a low transaction cost. This was a software that they developed for the release of their own collection, but they've released it to the public on GitHub for completely free. So what they've done here is they've released it for free. They've allowed other people to come use this software, which has allowed people to become aware of Chiru Labs, which has built up the brand of Chiru Labs, which has then, by consequence, built up the brand of Azuki, built more interest into the project, and more people are going to come and look at it and potentially buy. So this is an incredible idea for goodwill and building interest. Their next point of innovation is gaming. So if you check their mind map under the heading Metaverse, you're going to see that they have in their plans the intention to fractionalize one of their NFTs in the collection into coins, which is then going to be used with their game. Now, I want to say that they've called this a metaverse, even though it's a game. I'm going to editorialize for a second. I'm going to tell you that I really don't like that because people confuse games and metaverses all the time anyway, but they're two totally different things. So you shouldn't call a game a metaverse and you shouldn't call a metaverse a game because they are not the same thing. But nonetheless, the possibilities that they've added here are really interesting by adding this game, not metaverse. And then finally for this section, let's discuss their website. If you want to know why this matters, check out this video. I talked all about NFT websites there. The website here stands far and above anything else that I've seen on an NFT website out there today. If you just go to the website, the first thing that's going to happen is you're going to understand right away what Azuki is. You're going to go, okay, I get this, right? And then you're going to quickly see how interactive it is. And when you're interacting with this website and moving through this website and using all of the little things that they've set up to make it really easy to understand stuff, you're drawn into that story, even without a lot of prose about what the story is with Azuki. And you end up spending just so much time there. Their bounce rate has got to be so low. And with advanced filters for traits and a really easy to navigate gallery of the entire collection, it's really clear why this is going to draw people in, which is what you're trying to do anyway, right? You want people to be so blown away by your NFT that they can't wait to be part of your community. Okay, so with all that under our belt, let's turn to the sale itself. What made the sale such a success? I mean, most NFTs sales aren't really that successful. Most of them don't sell out, right? And this one sold out in 4 minutes. So what happened? Well, first, they understood the trends. At the time of their release, and really continuing until today, there was a strong desire to buy anime-style NFTs. So by releasing them with an anime-style look and feel, they really gave themselves a huge advantage. Next is their tendency to spread themselves across multiple platforms. So most NFTs are going to sell on a single platform, which could even just be their website. You can check out this video for more details on platforms just to kind of get a feel there. Azuki, and this is likely because they minted ahead of time, released on OpenSea and LooksRare at the same time. This gave their release a much wider net to cast and increased the likelihood of them selling out. And then finally, this is probably the most fascinating, so I saved this for last. They used a Dutch auction on release day, followed by a mint list, followed by a public sale. So I really believe that this had a huge impact on their sales. So here's how this all worked. First, they launched a Dutch auction. This is an auction style that reduces the price over time so long as that NFT isn't purchased. So they've got 10,000 NFTs up for Dutch auction. You'll see some that are purchased right away, followed by more after a few minutes, which increases the range of prices, some being that 1 Ethereum on first purchase, and others being down to 0.5 or 0.2 or whatever. Now, after their Dutch auction reduced the price of the remaining NFTs to 0.15 Ethereum, the mint list phase started. So a mint list is also known as a whitelist. I talked all about whitelists in this video, which you can check out to learn more. This phase gave mint list members 48 hours to mint. At that point, the launch went public, so anybody else could come in here and make a purchase at that point. So what happened is those first two stages left the public watching all of these sales happening, not being able to be in, being on the other side of the fence, and salivating at the possibilities, so that they wanted to buy the second that the NFT became available. They wanted to make sure that they were able to get the one that they were most interested in, hence that extremely fast sales cycle. And this frenzy also helped the secondary market, which has been strong to this day. So there you go, there's a deep dive into Azuki. I think there is a lot to learn here. Hopefully this opened your eyes to a lot of those possibilities. I really think that building a strong brand around your collection has an enormous effect. I really think if you take nothing else, you need to really study their brand to understand how you can apply it to your own collection. So let me know if this was helpful, what you think about Azuki. I'd love to know what you thought before this video, and then again after this video, after we've had this deep dive conversation, so that we can understand it a little bit more and why it was successful. Otherwise, make sure that you like this video, subscribe to my channel if you're into it, and I will catch you in the next one.